Aloha and welcome to Lucy's Paradise podcast. Today we have Josh Snow coming back, giving
Hello.
us his little boxing update. And then later in the episode, we're going to have a phone call from prison with Joe Exotic. So I'm super excited about that. First off, we already know how we know each other and all that, right? Because you've been on before.
Yep.
But boxing update. What's going on with that?
Well, I've actually been out for quite a while now. I've been sick off and on. Got the stomach flu. I
Dang,
got
so it's messing up your training or
bronchitis.
what?
Oh yeah, it's been bad. So I'm trying to get back into it. I fought in July, so
How'd that go?
not how I wanted to. It was my first fight though, so it was the jitters, and all that.
Your debut.
So yeah, I was trying to take his head off. It was also, Rudy, right, from the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him, we called it a friendly fade. But it was good. I had a lot of fun. I want my rematch, though, Rudy. I want my rematch.
We need one. Yeah, they asked me to come for the X1 event, guys. Want me to come and do pre and post interviews with the fighters, and they're gonna give me a media pass.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be at the Battle of the Barracks 4 and 5
Okay.
on November 22nd, 23rd.
That's awesome.
So that's gonna be exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm excited because I'm also gonna interview like just some people in the crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be good.
Wasn't Max Holloway at the last one?
He was.
That's
he
pretty sick.
was, yeah.
I've been wanting to go to those. I just can't get tickets.
Oh.
Like, I'm always too late to buy tickets. They're always sold out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe you should just come and pretend you're my lighting guy or something.
I should, no.
I also have tickets, and I don't think they're going to care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they're already going to give me a media pass, and then, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
You'll come. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah, what kind of vitamins do you take? Like, why do you keep getting sick?
Well, so I started taking ashwagandha, lion's mane, because I have real bad stress. So I started taking ashwagandha to help out with the stress. It works. I don't think it's the vitamins or anything though. I think it's just there's a toddler running around the house right now, and so she's with a bunch of other toddlers at daycare all day. And,
so just yeah.
exposure to sometimes they'll drop off their kids sick at daycare.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And then
Those damn kids.
I know.
Putting their hands in all those cookie jars.
Can't
and
trust them.
And I love kids.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
exciting. I mean, in that way, but besides the getting sick part. I did sign up a girl recently at the gym, and she told me that she hasn't been in the gym because she's like sick off and on all the time because she works with kids like every day. And I was like, oh, dang, that must suck. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, I never had problems with I'd get the occasional cold or flu every once a year.
Yeah.
But in the last 4 months that I've been around this kid, I've gotten sick 4 or 5 times in the last 4 months. So
Yeah, it's hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I was always hand sanitizing my nephews and shit all the time.
I'm going to start wearing a marshmallow suit or something.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, I'll wear a mask around the kid.
Wear a Jason mask.
Glove my hands.
Wear a Mike Myers mask. No.
Yep.
The kid will stay away from you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask you? Oh, yeah, what else do you do for stress besides taking stuff?
I do meditation. So I'll do breathing exercises, 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out.
Okay. I was going to recommend that. That's
Yeah.
good. I'm glad you do that.
I do that. That's about it, though. Ashwagandha, breathing exercises. I box. That helps with my confidence. I've been trying to lift weights again, but lifting weights and boxing, they don't really mix too well.
Yeah.
So it's just, kind of rediscovering my body, I guess. And,
yeah, for sure.
what I can and can't get away with. I think I'm still trying to adjust to that.
When you get sick too, does it mess with you mentally? You're like, oh, I can't do anything physically.
Yeah.
It really fucks with me.
Yes.
And yeah, when I had COVID, I had COVID just a couple months ago, and I had the Spartan race coming up, and I was so frustrated because I was like, I can't even train for this the way I would want to. So, but it was really frustrating. Does that happen to you?
Oh yeah, I get so depressed, when I'm not able to. And it's been over a month since I've boxed too. I'll go once every 2 weeks, but consistently boxing, I'd say it's been over a month and a half since I've boxed consistently every day. Just because I'll go train for a day, and then the next day I'll be sick, or my body's just in so much pain. I don't even know
just
why.
wait till you're 30, bro, because so you're upwards of 30. I'm about to turn 35 next week, and I went to jiu-jitsu and we were doing the warm-ups, and like I guess I slept wrong. So like 2 days prior my neck kind of hurt. It wasn't that big a deal. It kind of like was fine after. But then we were doing the warm-ups one day at jiu-jitsu. This was like a week ago too. And I was just like, "Oh my God, like I can't." And it was just from the warm-ups. And then after that class, I haven't been back since for like a week because it's still been sore. And I even like got a massage. I was telling Grant about it, complaining like, but yeah, it just sucks because then you get older and you're like, it takes like longer to recover from stuff.
Yes. I've started to notice that like when I was 21, 22, I could go out, get hammered with the boys, just get
and wake up at 7.
absolutely destroyed. Yeah, and then wake up at 5:30.
I was
for
drinking
PT.
till like 3. I took a quick nap. I was up, and then I was in school.
Yep. Yeah.
Drinking during the day.
Getting after it.
I probably had a problem back then. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of drinking, how's the no drinking been going for you?
Why don't I ask you? Why don't I ask you how the no drinking's going?
I know I failed, but
I get a text from you, and I was like, what?
Hey, I had to let you know at least because.
Yeah, no, you're honest. That was good.
I don't want to lie to you about it.
We made a pact. Your brother's wedding is a lot more understandable than like just a random night.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel more like better to choose that kind of event though? You know, than to just like go home and like drink a Truly or something.
Yeah, because hopefully my brother only gets married once in his life, so hopefully. You don't know. You never know these days. Some people.
But yeah, I
like
still
4 or
haven't
5
drank.
times.
I still have not drank.
That's good. You've been doing the kava, huh?
I actually haven't had kava either.
Really?
I'm trying to get sponsored by this kava brand. But no, I've just been so busy. So my friends that invite me to do kava, like it's on Saturdays they do it. I've just been so busy, so I haven't gone. But no, I haven't done any. I haven't. Nothing? Nope.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Dude, when you challenge me to something, I'm so fucking competitive, dude. I could go for years. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's funny because I don't miss it at all.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately kind of think I'm completely over it. I don't miss it. I don't feel left out. I feel the only things I really deal with are like if I'm tired enough or not. Like during the day, I admittedly probably have a caffeine addiction, like because I at least have one energy drink a day, and it was a lot worse when I was in the military. I was having like a few more.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's like 12, 13, whatever hour shifts, and that was a little bit different. Now, I definitely will have like one caffeine drink a day, but still there are times where, and it's more my timing of when I'm having the drink, like when I'm at work, I'll sometimes have one a little too late, and then it kind of messes up my sleep cycle. Yeah. So I do want to, like in my mind recently, I was like, I do need to take like an energy drink break, where like even if it's like a 30-day challenge or something. Yeah. So I'll probably do that coming up. Not today. I obviously have this. Yeah. But it won't be today. But yeah. I think at least mentally, I'm over drinking because, I mean, I never had a drinking problem, but I certainly was introduced to alcohol in high school, like 100%. Yeah. And prior to being 21. Yeah. So, I don't think I had a problem with it, but I don't think I should have been drinking that young.
Yeah. No, it probably affects your brain too.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I mean,
stunts the development of your brain when you're
not only that though, age. But, I mean, luckily for me, I was super athletic all through high school. So like I couldn't really do that a lot because then obviously it would start affecting me physically. Your performance. Right. Yeah. So there was a certain level of that. But even back then, it was hard to do things because I was like, I can't just drink all the time. Yeah. Like I literally can't, or I'm not going to be able to do like the things I want to do. So in a way, it was good that I had other ambitions that kind of distracted me from getting too deep into that at all. So that was good. But I think I'm good. That's like good. I genuinely think I'm good. Like I don't miss it.
Yeah. Well, it's probably about the company. You probably have good company around you too that I'm sure they keep you. Do you have like accountability partners?
I just hang out with my dog.
Your dog? That's a great accountability partner. No, my girlfriend.
He's tired of me drunk singing to him, you know? Yeah. He's like, Mom, get sober.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel it. My girlfriend's brosis, We call him Brosis, but he invites his friends over on Tuesday nights, and they always drink. I try so hard to stay away from it because I'd rather just go to bed early, but I definitely notice like when there's people doing it around you, it's so much harder to fight the urge. So
see, I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Because once I decide not to do something, nobody can steer me otherwise, especially if it's something like in a competitive way, right? Because obviously in the beginning when we first talked about it, to me it was more, I see it more as a competitive thing. Now that it's been like some time, I think I like am more focused on just being healthier and stuff like that, that it's not something somebody can steer me. Because I actually did go to like a game night at my friend's that she was running, and my one friend, Shelby, just constantly is taking shots. And to the point where she forgets I don't drink. Yeah. Because she wants me to join in, right? And so I have to tell her like 5 or 6 times, girl, I don't drink alcohol. Stop coming over here with the extra shot for me. Like, now you're taking 2 every time. Like, chill.
Doing doubles.
Yeah, but I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, okay, so let's go. Yeah. And we're like in a conversation. She's like, okay, cool, now let's take a shot. And I'm like, I don't drink. You just asked me to take a shot like 5 minutes ago. She's like, oh yeah, oh my God, I keep forgetting. And I'm like, oh, girl. But it's because she has the urge of wanting to get someone to do it with her. And to me, honestly, it makes me realize more, like, I don't know, it's almost like I have an impact on them because I'm not doing that. And then they like think about, oh yeah, I want to drink less.
Yep. Yeah, no. It's always good to have friends like that too. My best friend from high school actually came to visit me in August, and he was a really good, like, he's always been a really good influence on me. Like religiously, mentally, and like physically too. He's super disciplined, and like he takes his fitness really seriously. He's big into jujitsu.
Oh wow.
He's a horse shoer too, so he shoes horses. So does everything he does is physical. And so when he was out here, we were eating, like, we obviously went out and had fun, but we were eating healthy. We were eating healthy every day, working out every day. And just having people like that, like, influences, like you said, how you are to your friends. It's always really good to have that kind of influence in your life. It definitely helped me out a lot. Just being around him for 10 days, you know, my habits changed. My body felt so much better because we weren't going out and getting plastered to have fun. We were actually doing, you know, hikes and, you know, going to the beach or surfing, you know, to have fun. And it was good.
Well, I was talking to my mom about this the other day because I went out and I don't know if you know what ether is.
Ether? No.
Yeah, I'm probably not supposed to talk about it on here because it's like underground. No. It's like an after hours party basically. And I've never gone. Obviously, I've heard about it.
Okay, is it the vending machine?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've heard
so I finally went with my friend. She's like, come on, let's go. I was like, all right, fine. Turns out my friend runs it. So I was like, oh shit. Okay, so obviously I didn't have to pay to go. Yeah. It was nice. But I just wanted to experience it and like see what it was like. It definitely looks like a drug dungeon. Okay. Now I didn't see anything crazy, but it's really cool with the lights and I do like that vibe. But I was telling my mom about this and I was like, you know, sometimes when I'm out, like, or before I go out, I'm super excited to go dance and like that's the stuff that makes me excited, you know? And now I'm sober the whole time. So like now going from a sober perspective and I go and I have fun dancing, after like an hour, you're kind of over it because the fun's kind of gone. Then after a certain point, everybody around you is so drunk and inebriated, whatever, very unaware of themselves, bumping into you, this and that. It kind of, that fun level goes down and down and down. Then I get tired, then I get hungry, then I want a hot dog and I want to go home. Usually how it goes.
I definitely feel that.
Shout out to the hot dogs outside of District because those are the best ones ever. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I definitely understand.
So I'm just like over it. And then
sure.
I told my mom, I said, I asked some of my friends sometimes, do you feel like you're wasting time? Like we could be at my place, like making a song. Like we could be, I don't know, you know? And so I don't know. I like to be productive in like creating certain things that after, like, it's good to have fun. I'll have fun dancing, but after like an hour, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah. No, I definitely notice that a lot. Like my girlfriend, she likes to go out, you know, on the weekends and stuff. Not every weekend. She's not like an every weekend I want to go out and get drunk, but when she does, you know, we usually go out, we'll go to District. District's usually like the last place we'll end up, and that's like I try to stay sober. I don't really drink a lot when I'm out there.
Yeah.
And I don't really have fun at all going out to clubs. It's
Really?
yeah. I mean, it's fun for a little bit, like you
Your
said.
song doesn't come on, and you're like, oh, I like this song.
My song will come on at like, you know, before my bedtime. But after my bedtime, you know, it's like, oh shit. I'd rather be at home watching a movie. You know, I don't want to be around all these people dancing and like girls shaking ass on everybody, and it's just like it's not really my type of.
You get over it. It's kind of like a been there, done that. Like,
yep.
You know, and
I got it out of my system when I was in Texas.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was
I
21, 22, going to clubs every weekend in Texas, and it was a blast. And then and just
that
like,
makes sense.
I don't know, it feels so much different here, too.
I lived in San Francisco in my 20s.
Yeah.
I was like a go-go dancer out there, starting one of the biggest lesbian parties. Like, I've been over it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, am I going to meet somebody interesting? And like, I would say that would be the only reason that I liked going out in LA was because you always ran into somebody really interesting or something, you know, like that. Like, that's different. Yeah. But yeah, even then, like, I remember my friend got so mad at me one night because I was like, I'm going to leave. And he's like, don't leave. Don't leave. I said, why? He was like, Cristiano Ronaldo's coming. And I was like, I don't care. And I left. He was like, oh, yeah. And if I think about it, okay, sure. I guess I could have had some level of FOMO. But also, would I have wanted to meet him in that moment? Probably not. Like, I was kind of over it. I wasn't really having fun anymore. I was tired. Like, I don't really want to meet him at my worst. Like, it would have been pretty low vibrational at that point, you know? Yeah. But I never forget that conversation. He looked at me like, are you fucking serious? And I was like, I don't care. I'm going home. Peace out. And he was like, no. But apparently, some girls that he ended up introducing to Ronaldo, he ended up going home with like all three of them or something. And I was like, oh, that wouldn't have been me, so it doesn't matter. But I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Ronaldo went home with those three?
Yeah. Oh. He had like a crazy night that night. And those girls were like calling my friend, telling him the next day. And he was like, and then he told me, and I was like, stick with my decision.
Yeah, right.
Because it's all good. But every night in LA feels like that. Like, tonight's the night. You know what I mean? So like, but is it, like, are you closer to your goal because of last night? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what does it accomplish for you?
Yeah, really? The connections are great, but other than that,
other than a hangover,
you're just everyone's just getting drunk together.
Yeah,
and that's, you know, ultimately what it is.
Yeah.
But when is your next boxing fight? Do you know?
No, I haven't. Okay. I haven't been training enough to really get anything scheduled. I'm hoping by April or May I can fight. I just got to get back in shape. Like I'm really out of shape again.
Well, you've been sick.
I've just been sick.
Yeah.
So I got to...
So that makes it hard.
Yeah. I got to get my legs back under me for sure. I want to fight in April or May, though. I definitely want to do that. If I can't get the rematch with Rudy, then I'd like to at least fight. I want to fight somebody. I definitely have that itch. It was so fun the first time, you know.
And you're just sticking to boxing, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to box. I was going to kickbox. Cool. Shout out Kervon. But it's not for me. I don't like getting kicked. Sorry, Kervon. But
scary.
Yeah, no, I switched gyms too. I started going to Kingsman in June.
How's that?
I love it there. Kingsman Boxing is probably the best place I've ever been.
Oh, wow.
The coach is awesome, Coach Kev. We got Patrick. He's fighting in Japan this week, so I'll get you the dates and everything if you want to post it for people to watch.
Yeah, for
Patrick's
sure.
a beast. He's 4-0 going for his fight. He's about to be 5-0.
Dang,
so.
Japan. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
In another life, I could be a boxer or something. I'm just too pretty in this life to be a boxer. I could not
stick
do
to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's awesome.
I'll
I love
play it in a movie. I'll play a boxer in a movie, but that's
about
it.
Yeah.
I can't really get hit in the face. I would cry. I think that's what I say before every fight. Just don't hit me in the face. Like,
yeah,
like
right.
A disclaimer, you know.
Yeah. Hit me anywhere else, just not the face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know. I don't know how I do it. My face, like, I can't risk losing all this beauty.
I know,
but
you're
I do it anyway.
Like that other dude that's
too
a boxer,
handsome.
Fury. He's a pretty ass guy. Like, what are you doing boxing?
Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury. Yeah, he's a pretty good looking guy, dude.
Yeah, Canelo, my dad. Canelo's a handsome fella.
Canelo's pretty. Yeah, he's pretty handsome too.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I love it. Kingsman Boxing, I love it there.
That's
Everybody's
good.
so cool. Like, it's a faith-based gym too. So Coach
wow, I
Kev
didn't
actually
realize that.
ministers to the guys. Like, he's prayed for me multiple times.
Oh, that's good.
I'll come in with like personal problems. I'll just talk to him. Like, he's super cool about it. You can just go in and talk to him about your personal problems. He'll, pray for you. He'll talk with you
Wow.
about it. Like,
It's
he's
no wonder you like that gym. Yeah.
yeah,
that
he's
seems
very
really good.
personable. He understands, he understands you, and everybody there respects him so much and loves him. And so when I saw that, and just after talking to him the first time I met him, I knew that was like the place for me.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, everybody's super tight knit.
Does everybody like compete that works out there, or can you just go there and?
Most of the people there compete, and they
Oh, okay.
compete at a pretty high level. I'd say the kids that train there are really good.
Wow.
They are really good. Yeah, no, he's a really good coach.
Wow, that's
Like,
cool.
he can find your deficiencies and like that, and he'll
Wow.
he'll instantly start working with you, and he'll take time out of his day to help you out. Even though, like, how sometimes you got to pay for one-on-one sessions and stuff like that. Well, he, he'll take time out of his day to help you fix things, and he'll never ask for anything in return. Like,
wow.
he's an awesome coach, for sure.
That's cool. Where's
yeah.
that gym at?
It is in, it's right next to New Hope in Honolulu.
Oh, Honolulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that sounds cool.
yeah. Yeah, it's a small gym, but it's awesome. I love it there. I love that it's a real boxing gym too. It's not like, a big commercial gym or anything.
Yeah,
You know how
yeah,
like
yeah.
UFC is. No, yeah, I absolutely love it there though.
It's very Fight Club vibes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. You could tell like everybody's there to work.
Rocky vibes or whatever.
Yeah. Even the guys that don't compete, like when they show up, they're there to work too. They have like this mentality. And it's been good for me to be around that too. It's everybody's there to work and get better, no fucking around for the most part,
They're not, like,
Like, you can have
dilly-dallying.
fun, you have fun, and if you joke around with each other, but work comes first,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
everyone's like focused,
yeah,
and determined.
it's not in a bad way at all either.
But actually, that's good about having like a gym like that where other people are competitors, because it's like they're not just there dilly dallying, like they're literally about to train for something that's coming up. So like they have to take it more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
What is your like pre-fight routine? Do you have a pre-fight routine, or
I
like
mean,
what are you looking for in your next fight? Like,
I gotta
goal-wise?
stop shadow boxing before my fucking before I step in there, because
Why?
I was
I mean-
nervous. I was nervous, so I spent more time shadow boxing, wearing myself out before the fight.
I
And
see.
even Rudy came up to me, and he's like, because him and Coach James, like, they saw me across. We were sitting across from each other or whatever, and I was with the Kingsman guys, and I was just shadow boxing the whole time. And he came up to me, like, I went to go to the bathroom, and Rudy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, stop fucking shadow boxing. You're gonna be tired." And so that was like, for my opponent to say that to me before the fight, like, I mean, Rudy's one of my closest friends here. Like, he's a really good dude. And so, but it was really surprising for me, like, before we competed against each other, for him to tell me. And I noticed that too. I gassed out in the second round. That's when I lost. I'm not going to blame it completely on that too. Is like my preparation. My cardio was bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you had
I
great
got
cardio, it wouldn't have really mattered. But like,
Yeah.
how long were you shadow boxing for? Like 45 minutes?
I was,
Like,
yeah, I was so nervous. I was just nonstop.
You were just like
got the
playing the whole
jitters.
fight in your head. Oh,
Yeah.
poor thing. You needed to meditate, man.
I know. Yeah, so
You see,
I think-
Jake Paul does like this whole like breathing routine. He has like, yeah,
yeah,
that would probably work for you, I think.
yeah, just sit and meditate. I need to start listening to like yoga music or some shit before my fights.
Yoga music,
Yeah.
meditation music.
Just
Yeah.
sit in the crisscross applesauce or some shit. But start
I'll send you
breathing.
I'll send you a Beethoven track.
Yes,
You can listen to
Beethoven.
the first 3 minutes of it.
Pre-fight Beethoven would go pretty hard.
It'll be good.
I would love.
I'll get you like real ready, you know.
Yeah. No, I just think I need to prepare better in camp. I need to be harder on myself, especially with like diet, and because I don't know, my girlfriend, she likes to cook. She cooks a lot
It's
of
all her
Filipino
fault.
food. I blame it on her. She cooks really good food, and I just can't resist myself, you know. It's your fault, babe.
This is why you don't have a girlfriend, because then they'll feed you too much.
I know. They say girls are dream killers for athletes.
Who says that? Girls are
Mostly
dream
high
killers.
school coaches.
Not Conor McGregor's wife. Well,
Yeah,
they
no.
were super poor. They probably didn't have ingredients for food.
Yeah, they were living on welfare for
Yeah, they
quite
probably
a
didn't even
while.
have ingredients.
And then when
to
he got
cook
money,
anything
he had
bad.
like a private chef, you know.
Oh well, you might just have to like have meal preps. There's a meal prep company, Fit for You Hawaii is one that I've used before, and it's just nice to have those in the fridge. So even on the days where like maybe she does cook something, and you still want to have like a small bowl of it, but you don't have to feel super guilty, because then you can wait like a couple hours and then eat your meal prep food.
Yep.
That might be like a good route.
Yeah, you'll have to text me that too.
Yeah. Then if you have the
definitely-
meal prep food in there and then she cooks, you can make her feel bad, and you can be like, well, I can't waste the meal prep food I bought.
Yeah.
And she's Filipino, so she'll understand, because
Yeah.
we don't waste shit. You
Yep.
know what I mean? But yeah, I would just eat hers like in the daytime, Just because the only thing about Filipino food is just like, I think some things are like saltier. What else? Like what? I mean, but a lot of it has like
It's really
pretty
it's pretty healthy.
decently, yeah.
It's not bad food at all.
It's
It's
just
like
overeating it.
yeah,
can be
it's
bad.
It's super good, so I'll eat like 3 servings of it.
Okay, yeah, you can't overeat.
I
bro.
know, but
You
it's
gotta
just
chill.
it's hard not to when there's all that food there. Like
Yeah.
sinigang is one of my favorites. I love sinigang. It's so good.
Yeah, you gotta have that
Um,
mental discipline. To be
Yeah.
like, I gotta have just one bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But then Filipinos are like, eat more. You're
Yep.
skinny. And then you're like, fuck, am I skinny?
Yeah, you're looking at
I'm
yourself.
skinny? Yeah, you're not big at all. And you're like, what? I'm not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I definitely fell in love with Filipino food though. It's super good. Sinigang, sisig.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dang, she's cooking all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dang, she can cook me some Filipino food. I haven't had Filipino food in a while.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have her whip
Yeah,
some stuff up for you.
please.
Just tell me what you want.
Oh,
I'll send it to her.
yeah.
She loves to cook too. That's her.
That's so awesome.
She hates baking. But she loves cooking, which I don't think they do a lot of baking in the Philippines anyway.
I would say cooking's a little more fun.
Yeah.
Just putting things together.
Yeah, because you're just.
I wouldn't say I hate baking. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
don't know.
Baking's just like you
I don't know anyone
stir
that says I hate baking.
flour and some milk and butter and cake batter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you want to preface and talk about a little bit of the Tiger King stuff?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
since
sure.
you watched it, right?
I did back in the COVID days, so it's been a while. I don't really remember too much. I just remember.
What do you remember? Let's go over that. What do you remember of watching it? Because you watched it, you've seen his like personality, right?
Yeah, no, he's definitely got a very outgoing personality. That's probably
Unfiltered.
the biggest thing I remember from Tiger King. I remember it obviously involving tigers, but I don't know. I know about on the broad spectrum of things. I just know his personality. I know he hates Carol Baskin. Carol Baskin hates him. And he's in prison now, so.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was rewatching Tiger King. And he is like the ultimate Carol Baskin troll.
Oh yeah.
Like the epitome of internet troll, but like in-person troll, internet troll. Like it's so like there's certain things that were just kind of funny. Like I couldn't stop laughing at it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, the audacity of him to do things like no fucks, like definitely gave no fucks. Like, so there's a picture of Carol Baskin that exists or existed that he used to like, used to talk negatively about her basically. And in the picture, it was 3 people in the picture and they were all holding dead bunnies. So he was posting that picture everywhere on Facebook and stuff, and then he dressed in a bunny costume.
Oh shit.
And this was actually in the show. And he went outside of her place with the sign and was just like acting dead and like They had signs. They were like protesting. You know, it was hilarious. But I was like, oh my God. And then in the whole thing, then it switches and it's showing his deposition. And they're like, did you post this photo everywhere of Carol Baskin? And I'm like, did you or like, what did they ask him? Oh, did you take pictures of all these people protesting outside of her place? And he's like, did I take pictures? He's like, no. They asked him some question. He was like, no. And he's like looking through the papers and he goes, oh, no. But that's me in the bunny suit. It was like so funny. I was like, dude,
That's
this
awesome.
guy is hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so good. But yeah, that was funny shit, dude. It was just like, and it was like blood on the costume. And it was extra.
Just trolling her.
Super trolling her because, yeah. So they basically have like a beef. You know, they have a beef.
They've been beefing for a while too. I know it was like before that show started, right? Didn't the beef start before the show started?
Apparently, in all the things that I've watched and all the things that I've read, so obviously now the whole thing that she has, which I think it still exists, is the whole point of it is to rescue tigers. And so the funny thing is, if these tigers are endangered, the only way to unendanger them is to breed them. Yeah. So it's a little silly in a way to like stop people from breeding them. I can understand the like, let's not use them as like a commodity to make money, but like, let's be realistic. In order to keep tigers like that alive, it's very costly, right? Because they eat a shit ton of meat, right? And a lot of his practices, it looked like a lot of his practices like weren't ideal. Like he would get like all the Walmart leftover meat and like they would use that or whatever. I mean, in a way it's kind of creative, right? Because if they're throwing away that meat anyway, at least the animals are eating it or whatever. So it just depends, I guess, on like how you look at it. Again, you know, is it better to feed them the best quality meat at a higher premium or to keep them alive? I don't know. But apparently she breeded them before she started doing this whole like save the tigers thing. So that's why he talks a lot of shit about her, because he was like, well, she did it too back then. And then he said, realistically, we made so much money off each other, like over the years. Like she made money off of him. He made money off of her doing different things, you know, and she's definitely making a lot more money. You know, probably throughout the whole thing. And she was like stopping him from. So when she sued him at one point, she tried to get everything. Now, he was smart and not a lot of stuff was actually in his name. But the things that were in his name, she ended up getting. So like one of his tour buses, and he would use that to bring the animals and like to go places and like make money. So that I'm sure had an effect, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, any normal business person would be pissed, you know, if they're getting sued and then like their tour bus gets taken or whatever. Like, what the hell? Like, obviously you can't make money.
Yeah, I'd have some sort of vendetta against the person that took that from me too. I mean,
yeah, in a way. I don't know. I don't think. And what's actually interesting is I watched a YouTube video. This was posted about 4 years ago, and it's only based on the TV show, which I don't think it really matters that much because, like I said, there's not a ton of evidence anyway. There's only like a lot of phone calls and things like that. And some of the people involved are kind of untrustworthy people anyway, like shady people. So it's like you're going to take like the word off the shady person. But just what I was going to say on that is, where was I going with that? Where was I going with that? I'm trying to think. What was I saying?
We're at a little crossroads here.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what my point was with it.
Let me fix your microphone while you think of
While my brain turns back on. See, this is why I need energy drinks sometimes so early. What was I saying about that? Damn it. I keep looking at the time and it's like throwing me off because I don't want to miss the phone call itself. So wait, Carol Baskin basically did this before. Oh yeah, they're taking a lot of the statements and stuff of people. He basically thinks he got set up, which there are conversations where people are like, I could fucking set him up. So it's like, okay, that's shady. And aside from the animal stuff, the Carol Baskin stuff, right? Murder for hire Carol Baskin, which for those of you that don't know, and if you deep dive more into the actual case of Joe Exotic, basically he got 21 years in prison. He has 2 counts of murder for hire on Carol Baskin, and then he has about 9 counts in regards to violating wildlife, whatever, wildlife code or whatever. And with that, I have like all of the documents with it, and this is like from his lawyers, like trying to fight for him, to be freed and why. And it's really interesting because a lot of these evidence and a lot of the conversations, it's like they're like, yeah, we just need to set up X, Y, and Z so that it looks like he's murdering, like murder for hire kind of. Like it's just sketchy, know? And I definitely think he hated her and hates her or whatever, and like fuck her, But I don't know that someone would really like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to know. You know what I mean? Like.
I remember there was some
I know
sort
what I was
of...
gonna say. Now I totally remembered. Now I watched a YouTube video of a lawyer that he based it only off the TV show, but he tried to basically do a total case breakdown of if he thinks that he would be guilty for murder for hire. And this lawyer went through every little thing in the show, and he said talking about killing somebody is not murdering someone, is not paying someone to murder someone.
Yeah.
So he thinks that they don't really have enough. That's what I was going to say.
Okay. I remember there was some sort of controversy with Carol Baskin's husband too, right? Didn't her husband die?
So
mysteriously?
So not die. So the controversy. So Joe used this piece of information to talk shit about her, basically, right? And what the piece of information was is Carol Baskin was married to somebody, and this particular person went missing. And the story is he drove his van to his mechanic in the morning, and he told her, I'm going to go to Costa Rica tomorrow, early. Gets in the car, drives it to his mechanic, tries to convince his mechanic to come to Costa Rica with him, and he said, no, man, I'm not going with you. You're crazy. And then he leaves to Costa Rica, never comes back. He's never seen. The family says they only got about 10% of whatever money that the husband got, right? Because after a while, if you don't find them, I guess they sent her a death certificate, like he's dead, like they don't know where he is. So he used that as like, did she kill? He made a whole music video. Like, this is why I talk about he's a troll. He made a whole music video about how she killed her husband. And in the video, this lookalike Carol Baskin is throwing meat to tigers, and it's supposed to be the husband.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious.
I think I remember that video.
It's not funny, but it's like funny because he's trolling the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And probably making money off that video, right?
Oh, definitely.
But
that probably had over 1 million views.
There's no proof that she was involved.
Yeah.
The investigation was still open.
It's just shady though. I feel like that whole thing's just shady. When a person goes missing like that and is just never heard of again, obviously all possibilities are, still open. But I don't know. It's just shady with everything that between Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin and, everything that they've been through.
What's interesting too, and I wanted to ask him this, but what's interesting is he somehow obtained some of her journals. So he had like her personal journals, and he was recording himself reading her fucking real journals. So I don't know what's in those journals, but Joe Exotic seems to be very convinced that she killed her husband. I don't know why he's so convinced of that, but that's kind of what inspired him to do all these things to talk shit about her. He's like, okay, cool, like, I'm trying to take care of these tigers. I make money off these tigers. I got it. But I'm not out here killing people. And so that's kind of his counter argument to why are you going to believe her when she killed her own husband?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's just trying to find stuff to...
Yeah, I don't think he, went out there with all the tigers and was just beating the shit out of the tigers. Like, no, I don't believe he was just like purposely animal abusing. Do I believe that? No, I don't think so. I don't think I believe that. I mean,
is it really possible to beat a tiger? If they're
the
like
little
tied
cubs, the little cubs are tiny.
Yeah, if they're little cubs.
I don't think any of that was going on. I just think that he was definitely exploiting them for money. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
You only need, do you need 25, 30, whatever tigers? Do you need that many tigers? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not.
You know,
That's
I
a
don't
weird.
know.
Yeah. I think the tiger industry is a little bit weird too. Just in itself, like those are really wild animals that you're just trying to domesticate and.
They're not really domesticating them.
I mean,
You know?
domesticated enough to where they're, not gonna. Like you can go in a cage and throw in some meat. I don't know. I feel like if you went out in Africa.
Oh, like playing with the little cubs.
Yeah.
Like getting used to you. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a
there's
lot
people
of
on
other-
TikTok that do that too, right? Like in Africa, like there's a guy that he'll play with lion cubs, or there's like a full-grown lion or something. I can't remember the name of the TikTok, but I remember seeing a guy on TikTok in Africa that would just walk out into the Sahara or whatever and go play with a.
See, that's different though
lion.
because they're wild in. They're wild in Africa.
Yeah.
So like that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Putting them in your backyard in the middle of Oklahoma is not normal because they don't live. You know what I mean? Like they don't.
Yeah.
They're not like wild there. You know?
Yeah. Tigers in Oklahoma. It's a weird combination.
It's a hard one because
That's
it's
why
like,
it's weird to me. It's like.
you have to generate enough from a business standpoint. You have to generate enough income to be able to feed the tigers.
Mm-hmm.
What better way than to be like, hey, do you guys want to pet this little baby tiger? The baby tiger is going to be less risk than a big tiger, obviously.
Yeah.
So from a logical and business perspective, it kind of makes sense to make money off the animals so that they can eat.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Apparently, he like put down tigers that were already like close to dying or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also kind of understandable in some way. It depends on how you look at it. I don't know all of the wildlife laws specifically for Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that's more legitimate. I personally don't know that there's enough evidence to have really convicted him. And he has 2 counts of murder for hire.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It doesn't seem right. I don't like the idea of like an FBI informant being involved
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. They also didn't put anybody like on the stand that would kind of be like for him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a hard one. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, the girl that like lost her arm or whatever that got bit, they could have like put her on there and asked, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to put any neutral perspectives up there. They don't want to, when they're trying to lead the jury to one direction, they're not going to make it fair. It's not going to be
Yeah.
a fair fight. You know what I mean? They're going to be as fucked up as they can,
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Menendez brothers things. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
Or know what that is?
Mm-mm.
I'm hoping he calls and there's no issue with it. I haven't gotten a call yet. But my ringer is on, which is why that's why my phone keeps going off. So
No, you're all good.
So we'll see. It's supposed to be 10 that I get called. Right? Isn't that
That's what you said.
Central Time?
Didn't you say it was like 5 hours ahead? Or 5 hours behind? Instead of 3?
No, it's 5 hours ahead.
Okay.
Central
yeah,
Time?
So yeah, it was supposed
Yeah.
to be 10 to 10:15, which is 3 their time 3 to 3:15. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, I didn't mess that up. Or maybe they're just late. Let me message him just in case and be like,
Do you want to cut for now?
I guess we could. Yeah, if you think we should.
I mean, if you guys want to keep talking.
Yeah, I was just gonna have us keep talking.
Yeah.
I think it's better that way. Because once he calls, I have to answer it.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we'll just talk for another 15 minutes, and hopefully he calls within that time frame. So.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to ask? Are you a fan or what?
I mean,
Or
when I was watching the show, I was definitely Team Joe, I don't, yeah.
why do people like Joe more than Carol?
I don't know. Carol just gave off weird vibes to me, I don't know.
Is it that she like married a really rich guy?
Yeah, that,
why?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen the show.
I was thinking about that last night.
I definitely remember I was like, fuck, I'm Team Joe, I can't.
I
I
think
just can't find myself.
I think there was something in the appeal of like, and this is just maybe what I'm thinking based off kind of what you're saying too. She kind of comes off not as genuine.
Yeah, it's a little.
Like,
I feel like
they
it's.
would ask her some stuff and she would like laugh.
Yeah.
I think this is it. Prison jail, it says. Prison/jail.
Call is from a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Joe.
Hello,
This call
Joe.
will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time.
Nice.
To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press. You may begin speaking now.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello, Joe. How you doing?
Joe. How you doing? Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What do you want to share with us?
Huh?
What did you want to share?
You tell me.
Okay.
We'll talk about anything you want. Are you live or recording or what?
We are live, and I appreciate you so much for being on Lucy's Paradise podcast.
Hey, I appreciate you giving me a voice and a platform. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my brother's a big fan, and I done a lot of research, and it seems a bit odd to me. There's a lot of missing pieces, I think.
What part?
It just doesn't seem like there's enough evidence to have basically convicted you of 2 counts of murder for hire. What do you think about that?
Well, if you'd have been at my trial, you'd understand. It was the craziest thing I've ever been through, Lucy, because during my trial, they wouldn't let me discuss anything that happened at the zoo, with Jeff and James, and the sex trafficking and the rape and the credit card fraud and bank fraud and all that stuff. They wouldn't let me discuss anything about Don Lewis' disappearance and Carol having a husband that's gone. Nothing. So I couldn't explain to the jury what really all of this was about, because me and Carol, we had this feud going on, but it was nothing like anybody made it out to be, because she made money convincing all of her fans that I abused animals because I took baby tigers away from their parents, and I made money off of make my fans convincing people that Carol killed her husband and she batshit crazy, you know. But I couldn't explain nothing to the jury because the government and the judge and the public defenders that defended me already made this deal way before trial that nothing like that could be brought up in court. So the jury only heard what Alan and Jeff and James made up, And since then, I don't know if you've seen all the video confessions where they admitted to perjury and where Alan admitted that their original plot was to kill me to begin with. The jury didn't get to hear none of the truth.
Right. I can understand them not wanting to bring up certain things, but my question for you, do you think Jeff was put there by Carol at all?
A lot of people ask that question, and I really don't think so. I think Jeff came along and he had a whole different agenda, and that was to steal the zoo, okay?
Right.
And then, Carol came after him way before me and Jeff ever met, because he ran out of, however you say that, North Carolina town, Beaufort or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He got ran out of there is why he left there. And, because Carol was on his ass about big cats being in a warehouse. So I think he just saw an opportunity after me and him didn't get along, because he pretended to be this millionaire, had all this money and everything else, and then when he got his name on the property of the zoo, we found out that he was piss broke, didn't have anything. And that's when things started going downhill, but it was already too late because his name was on the property.
Right. He definitely pulled one over on you.
Oh, he pulled a big one over on me. But then after he found out how much work a zoo really was, and how much money it took to run one, and how much day to day you had to be there 24/7 because you couldn't find no good help. Then I think he saw an opportunity of free money, and that's when he offered me up to Carol on a silver platter.
Mm. Yeah, it sounds shady for sure.
Definitely shady. But the part that I don't get today is, because Carol and the feds turned on him after they got me put away and they raided his new zoo and took his animals away and everything else. He turned all of his cell phones and computers and stuff over to my lawyer in Florida. And that's where we got most of all this evidence is from him and Alan and James's phones. Why the hell is he mad at me now? He constantly dogs me on the internet. He picks on my lawyers and anybody that tries to help me, calling us liars and stuff, when he's the one that gave us the damn phones voluntarily.
Well, isn't it true that the guy that you supposedly paid to kill Carol is not arrested or anything?
Oh yeah, no,
He's free,
he's
right?
somewhere in Oklahoma hiding from Jeff Lowe, because he came forward and admitted to perjury, and then he's the one that took the lawyers and Netflix.
This call is from a federal prison.
And showed him where he had a murder weapon that him and Jeff were going to kill me to start with, and Jeff threatened him. So yeah, he's in hiding, but
I just don't understand how he's free. Like, if they convicted you, he shouldn't be free, right?
I don't understand how he could admit under oath during my trial that I paid him to go kill somebody, and he never got charged.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that just goes to show you that it was all bullshit from the beginning.
Yeah. So, what would you say? How you would contribute to society if you got out tomorrow?
The same way that I contributed before I got arrested. I helped the homeless. I fed the homeless. I helped sick children. I granted wishes for kids. When I get out of here, I'm going to go back to a whole new Joe, but I'm going to stick to my beliefs, and I'm going to keep my nonprofit stuff going, with sick children and the homeless. But the two things that I'm going to do different is I'm going to advocate for justice and prison reform, because my goal is to testify in front of Congress about everything that goes on inside this place, okay?
Yeah.
And then my other goal is to be the world's leader and the world's biggest advocate for conservation of tigers in the wild. And, I've told a few other people this, I have nothing against President Putin myself. I know there's political bullshit going on there, but I would like to work something out with President Putin or, even India, to start a tiger conservatory where we actually breed wild tigers and release them back into the wild to bring the population up.
Yeah. So, are you tired of dealing with or trying to deal with Trump?
With who? Trump?
Yeah. You want to just jump straight to Putin?
Well, I mean, there's nothing really to deal with Trump. I'm convinced, and my lawyers are convinced, that I'm going to win this appeal, and I'm gonna be exonerated from all this without Trump. But would I like Trump to pardon me? Absolutely, because it'd speed things up.
Yeah.
But there's nothing America can do for me.
Yeah.
Okay, to help tigers in the wild. So there's nothing Trump can do for me to help tigers in the wild.
When will we know about your appeal?
Everything's been filed, so it's any day.
Okay.
The judges could decide any day, or the government could come, and now that the evidence is out in the public, and it's in front of 3 judges, the government could come and say, hey, we fucked up. What about, will you take time served if we just let you go home now? Or, they could come with any kind of an offer right now. So it's just a matter of time. But you know, the federal judges, the three panel judges at the appellate court, shouldn't let this go past February. So we should have something by February.
What do you think? Like, what is the appropriate sentencing for the animals, the wildlife violations?
Okay, well, first of all, you know, the only animal charges that I have are misdemeanors, okay, and that is for shooting those 5 tigers, okay. And I had a license to do that by the United States Department of Agriculture. I had a veterinary protocol. I was signed up by my inspector, was signed up by my vet to use a gun to euthanize a big animal.
This call is from a federal prison.
As long as it was done instantaneously.
Right.
Okay, so I would do it again tomorrow if I had to, because it was the most humane way to put them down. Because people don't understand that if you tranquilize a tiger like that, shit, sometimes you got to dart them 4 or 5 times with tranquilizers, and then they're going to have convulsions and seizures and puke for an hour before a vet can walk in and kill them. And the way I did it was over and a half a second. So what they charged me with was nothing to do with animal cruelty or anything.
Right.
They charged me with taking 5 endangered species without a permit. Like, I should have went and applied for a permit, which would have took 6 to 8 months to get a permit, and then let them suffer for 6 to 8 more months. Because to prove my point that the animals the tigers that I was going to put down, because I was going to put down 11 of them that day, okay? And we didn't. We only did 5, and Jeff threw such a fit that's when I left the zoo, okay? And to prove a point, Jeff was charged and sued by the USDA and by PETA for letting the rest of those suffer all winter long, you know, because they couldn't get out of the cold mud or anything else. So should I have let all of them suffer, or should I have put all of them to sleep? You know, I think I should have put them all to sleep, because then they wouldn't have suffered through the winter like Jeff let them suffer. So the 5 tigers are just misdemeanors, okay?
Right.
And then, you know, I'm charged with the Lazy Act, which is felonies for health certificates that my vet and her secretary screwed up. That's the crazy part, is how I got convicted for something my vet done wrong, because I didn't even touch those health certificates.
Yeah, I did read that. Falsification of certificates.
If they would have let, I had over 30 witnesses on my list, and they didn't call any of them, because the public defenders kept saying, we're doing this my way, we're doing this my way. And that was the first red flag, was how can I be accused of forging health certificates without the people that did the health certificates called as witnesses? Because John Rinke, the guy with no legs, is the one who helped Doc Green do those health certificates, but they wouldn't call him as a witness.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's the same thing as they accused me of selling Tim Stark and the Browns Zoo tiger cubs and forging the receipts. Well, if I was accused of selling a tiger cub, how come the people that I supposedly sold them to wasn't called as witnesses to confirm it?
Right.
Okay, but they weren't. Okay, everything was so botched from the beginning. Just like now, you know, my lawyers had over 100 pages of new evidence that we filed with the judge in Oklahoma City for a new trial, and he sat on it for 2 years. He made me sit in prison 2 years longer before he denied a new trial. And that was even after we made him finally answer, okay? Because I'd already been through the appellate process in home by now.
Yeah.
But because he's a federal judge and he don't have nobody to answer to, he let me sit here for 2 years longer.
So what do you do to keep sane in there?
You know, it's tough. People have no clue, and that's one thing that I'm looking forward to, being able to explain to the world, is what goes on in here, because there's more drugs in here than there is out there. It's a money making process because they sell meth for $7,000 an ounce. They sell pack of cigarettes for $225. Everything's about making money in here. It has nothing to do with fixing nothing.
Right.
I sat in a room with 16 other men, and 11 of them are fucked up all day long, drooling like little kids, smoking K2.
Yeah.
But it's acceptable. It's acceptable because it's a fucking prison. But hey, this thing is fixing to hang up. It just beeped for the last time. So
All
just
right.
tell everybody, get on joeexoticofficial.com. Help me out. Look at the evidence link and share it with everybody because that's what's going to prove to the world that I'm innocent is their confessions. And
Yeah.
I appreciate your help. I appreciate the world supporting me through this because I would have never made it this far.
Of course, and we wish you luck either way that it goes, but it doesn't seem like it was fair, so I hope some justice happens. Boom. Crazy.
Damn.
What the fuck was that about Putin? I was
What's
like, oh
that?
no, he said something unhinged.
Putin.
Dang.
Good old
All right, guys, we
Vladdy.
gotta. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to cover a little bit more of that probably on another episode.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about that, just real quick before we end?
I think he was spitting some real shit, though. I mean, I wonder if he was. I wanted to ask him if he would be able to kind of go after the prosecutors for what they did to him, not calling in witnesses on his behalf. Because
Well,
I
he
feel
has
like,
the appeal in, so that's
yeah.
good.
But I feel like if he
It
wins
doesn't
the
sound
appeal,
that fair either.
yeah,
so.
it's definitely rigged. I mean, if
I do appreciate that he had answers for everything that I had prepared.
yeah.
I didn't. That echo thing was throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah,
Kept
hearing
echoing,
yourself talk.
So I was like trying to ask a question, and it probably threw him off too. But it is what it is. He sounds pretty cool though.
Yeah. Yeah, he sounds like
The clip where he says my name, I died. He's like Lucy. I was like, oh.
sounds like a cool guy.
He does sound cool.
Like-
He's like, there's meth in here. I'm like, well, it is prison. Well, guys, there you have it. We heard from Joe Exotic. You know, I have my own opinion about it. I feel like I think at least for the Carol part, it should be relooked at.
Mm-hmm.
The animal stuff, it doesn't sound good either. But I'm not sure. It sounds very, very odd.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he said he had permits and everything to do what he did,
yeah,
and his charges were misdemeanors, right?
right. Well, yeah. There's not a very long. There are people that have only served like 2 years for certain things, but that's like it doesn't. The thing too, at the end of the day, whoever has the most money can take other people down. And she does have a lot of money,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering how much that had an effect. And yeah, hopefully there's some justice there. And it sounds like it. I think that would be a good thing if he's caring about prison system reform, which that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
I know. I didn't really know that didn't know that about prison.
yeah, prison's
At all.
prison's shady. Yeah.
That's crazy. $250 for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it's its own
$7,000
world in
a
there.
gram for whatever.
7,000
That's
for meth.
fucking
for
insane.
meth.
For,
Well,
it's not
guys, if you're free, it's better to do meth outside of prison. That's what we've heard here from Joe Exotic.
a lot cheaper.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment if you have any comments or questions for Joe. Maybe, hopefully, in the future, maybe I can schedule another call with him and get an update. But thank you so much for watching Lucy's Paradise Podcast. Aloha.